Hello everybody and welcome. And today I've been waiting a little while to go ahead and do this video because I've been basically looking over some of the comments I got on it, and boy oh boy is Assault Train from YGib11's fanboys coming in really hot. I picked on this really quickly because all I basically said was the video he made was really dumb, where he tried to say that Saitama was an outer Versal level character, but for some weird reason his fanboys decided to come into my comment section and try to debunk everything I said, despite all their arguments can literally be just debunked by just going back and watching the fight, instead of just making assumptions about Saitama's power and just making assumptions about what Saitama can actually do, to the point where these motherfuckers are trying to imply Saitama has some sort of telepathy that can be catched from the moon, because golly, I don't get where they're getting all these ideas from. But let's read one of their fanboys' arguments. He says Saitama said that Boros was actually stronger than the other monsters he's fought. Not in the context he was just really stronger. I think he misquoted what I was saying, because I wasn't saying that Boros was actually stronger than Saitama. He said Saitama was stronger. He said Boros is legitimately above all the other guys he fought before. So I don't really get where he's getting this whole argument of, me saying that Boros is above Saitama. I'm saying Boros is confirmed by Saitama to be a legit fight. Like I said, if Saitama was a limitless Omni-God gag character, he should be able to one-punch anybody, even if they are a planet buster or anything. Even if Saitama thinks they're probably a good fight. But if Saitama thinks they're a good fight, then this confirms the fact that Saitama is able to be pushed to a certain point where he has to use more power and energy to defeat certain people. So there's your argument already kind of flying out the window, because he quotes Saitama, where Saitama says he was strong, maybe stronger than enemies I fought so far. Meaning, if Saitama were to run a One-Punch Man gauntlet, and he did all the villains he fought before he runs to Boros, he isn't one-shotting Boros, because he himself admits that he has to use more energy in order to beat other people. This ties something that he says later on he tries to attempt to debunk me with, where he attempts to say that Saitama never really used Serious Punch like that on Boros, but in reality it was just really just him doing this weird lowball effect onto everything. But don't worry, we'll just get to that. So I basically gave him a summary of this. Said Saitama said on the moon there's an actual fight. I said Saitama during the fight said Boros was strong. I said Saitama couldn't one-punch Boros because he was an actual opponent, and Saitama stated this already before. Saitama tried a normal punch on him, but couldn't one-shot Boros and needed more power to beat him. The guidebook I basically put in the video also states that Boros was a credible threat to Saitama. So, TLDR, even Saitama agrees that Boros is a good opponent. Now, if Saitama was a limitless Omni-God gag character, he should be able to one-shot Boros no matter what he feels about Boros. Because if he's still using like I said before, I'll get into this actually a few seconds. I gotta go over a little parts of this he says, because this argument he implies heavily implies Boros is just looked at Saitama, and Saitama's looked at him and was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just treat him like a good person and everything, and basically I'm just gonna go about fighting him, and I'm not gonna one-shot him. I'm just gonna be casual with him, despite Saitama not knowing anything about Boros until he actually laid a finger on him. And already in the beginning of the fight, Saitama already knew Boros was gonna be different than all the other villains. But let's look at this. He said Saitama said it's almost a real battle. Once again, reaffirms what I said about this earlier. I said, well, Saitama pretty much confirms the fact that Boros is a credible fight, because Boros is actually strong from the opponent Saitama saw before. Once again, Saitama would run a gauntlet, he would need more energy to beat Boros. Laughing my ass off headcanon, Saitama, okay, this is where he tries to say that, he's trying to imply that I said Boros was stronger than Saitama. I never did. I said Saitama just said Boros was strong. Of course, Saitama used Serious Punch because he was trying to destroy the Earth. Doesn't matter. Saitama should have used a normal punch either way if you're trying to play as a limitless gag character. By the way, Serious Punch doesn't exist. Saitama said himself there's no opponent he can kill with a normal punch. It's all stated that he never had any kill removes in the first place. This is also false, because if you were to go back to that manga scene, you would realize that is canonically before the Boros fight. He then says Saitama said that to make Boros feel better, and actually has significance to Saitama's actual character, despite the fact that Saitama doesn't have telepathy and can't tell Boros this from the moon or in his head during the fight, and the author confirmed that Boros was an actual credible threat when he fought against Saitama. He called Boros strong and later on said that he can beat anyone actually normal punches. Yeah, he can't. Yeah, he's saying and said that he can't beam without normal punches. That's weird. Weird way of saying it. And heavily created and implying gag everywhere isn't a freaking meme. Your bro's claim is useless, despite the fact the author agrees with me. He says, "Well, I'll try." He says, "Well, I'll try to make you understand with more evident, simple words." He called him strong several times, but when Boros lost, he himself said that Saitama lied and wasn't trying to fight. He goes silent and can't deny is easy as fuck to understand. Despite the fact that I said before, Saitama has did this all within his head and has never should have told Boros within the fight except for once. And in the guidebook from the author confirms that Boros was an actual credible threat to Saitama. So yeah, pretty much everything I said right there is all in there. But once again, meaning an actual Saitama challenge this time around, meaning Saitama needs more effort to beat other people. I never said Boros is above Saitama. Pay attention. Once again, Saitama said himself before the end of the battle that Boros is a strong opponent. Unless Saitama has telepathy, how will be hyping Boros up through his mind? Why didn't Saitama use a normal punch to knock away the blast? Why did the guidebook say that Boros is a strong opponent for Saitama? Your Boros claim is useless. And I basically said, well, the author agrees with me, so what are you gonna get at here? And I then said, hey man, if you want to debate this on Discord, we can. Oh wait, hold up. I think I got a reply here actually. Let's see what his reply says. He said before the end. Oh Jesus Christ! All right, YouTube, calm down, brother. All right. Oh, that guy, he typed the Homer's Odyssey. Let's go. He said before the end of the battle, Boros was strong, but at the end of the battle, when he said when the battle finished, you lied. It wasn't even a battle. I never stood a chance. When he finished the entire sentence, the science Saitama proved that all this was true. You lied. He basically quotes what Boros says. He said, although it was far appealing for Saitama because Boros was strong as the enemies he's fought, better than dragon level threats. I never stood a chance. The bunks that Boros was keep up with Saitama. Saitama was playing with Boros. Boros wanted to worry opponent. So basically, that's why he didn't one punch Boros away. Once again, read the context of everything I'm saying. Normal punch Boros should have happened. Saitama shouldn't care what level he's at, because he's using a normal punch on every single villain, and if Boros is creeping up on Saitama's power just by simply not touching him at all, and he can't be one-shotted by Saitama, this means that Boros is above, yes, the other villains, and is also making Saitama use more effort in order to beat him. So once again, he said before the end of the battle, Boros was strong. Exactly. He said this before the end of the battle, and also said to himself multiple times. He's confirmed this. So once again, if you actually pay attention to One Punch Man, the fight between him and Boros, unless Saitama had telepathy and did mind reading with Boros, and Boros can hear Saitama's thoughts from the moon, and Boros has communication technique with the author, and knew the author lied too, you're wrong. I'm sorry. Everything you're saying here is just saying you're just taking the one part where Boros says, well, you lied to me, Saitama. I never stood a chance. And it's like, well, Saitama was saying all this shit in his mind, so not quite sure. I mean, if you go back and read the beginning part of that exchange, Saitama was talking about how good Saitama. He was basically, I think he's trying to imply that this is happening before the fight, but the thing is, the fight already ended at that point. Saitama said that was a good fight. And not to mention, this isn't a lie, because you literally quoted Saitama later on going on to say that Geno says to, he said this to Geno, said, oh yeah, he was actually a pretty good fight. So once again, why are you lying about, why are you trying to imply that this is a lie from Saitama when he's confirmed multiple times about this? So yeah, TLDR, please stop trying to come into this comment section and do shitty arguments about this when you can't even hold your own about this. Or if you actually want to debate me on Discord about this, I'll probably just, I'll put Discord link in all the bios and everything, description, whatever. Do whatever, it's fine. That's cool with me, honestly. Just go about actually trying to do this shit properly. That's fine with me. But yeah, if you like this video, like and subscribe for some reason. If you like this weird, cringy way of me doing these videos at the moment. Until then, yeah, see ya.